Hi, and welcome to the sharpening studio here in Lindesberg at the Tormek headquarters in Lindesberg, Sweden. Today we're going to look at what we have in front of us. My name is Hugo. I work in marketing, communications and PR here at Tormek. With me we have Johan.
Hello.
Who are you?
I am the marketing manager for Tormek T-2 Pro Kitchen.
Right, and the Tormek T-2 Pro Kitchen Knife Sharpener. Can you tell us a bit what it is?
It's the machine for the professional industry, for the restaurants, the food prep kitchens, the big kitchens, and so on. The one that want to have a long-lasting machine that works every day.
Right. Sharpening machine, knife sharpening machine for the commercial kitchen that's approved for commercial use.
Exactly.
And tested
and
warranty
also, it doesn't only sharpen the knives. You can also sharpen some other things with the Tormek T2.
Which we shall have a bit of a look at today.
Yes, exactly.
But before we go into that, I thought we can just go into how do you sharpen a regular kitchen knife, a regular chef's knife, which is probably what most of you use.
What most people use, yeah. So, when you have a knife, you need it sharpened. And as you maybe already know, you have our patented jig, knife jig, where you can set the angle from 10 to 22 degrees on each side. So, if you sharpen it on 15 degrees, it's 15 degrees on each side, 15 on the other one, so a total angle of 30 degrees.
Right.
So, when you know your angle, you just set it and then you sharpen.
Yeah.
But most people doesn't know it, and especially if it's a new knife or you have the machine new, you want to know exactly what kind of angle you have. And that's why you use the EM15 edge marker that is included in the box.
Right.
So, what you do, you mark the edge or blacken it on one side, like that.
Yeah.
So it's completely back. Then you set the angle jig on 15 degrees because it's in the middle. 10, 20, 15 degrees.
Yeah.
And you only do one go. And then you look at the edge. And as you see, this was 15 degrees.
Yeah, right.
It has removed all the black markings on the edge.
Yeah, so the color is removed on the entire bevel. That means we have the correct angle on the knife.
If you wouldn't have had the correct angle, shall I demonstrate how it can look?
Yeah,
if you don't have the right angle, for example. So we do like this. And now you can see that it has only sharpened the side.
Right, it hasn't sharpened completely down to the edge.
Not to the edge.
So it's like on the top of the bevel, but not entirely to the edge.
So this means that if you continue sharpen, nothing will happen. It will not get sharpened.
Yeah, you won't sharpen down to the edge.
Or if we go to the other side and just do it once and we look, then you see it has just taken the tip of the edge.
Yeah. Right.
So we knew that this was 15 degrees. Set it on 15 degrees. And then when you know your angle, you can sharpen it like that. We see, 15. Then you go back and forward about 5 times.
How much do you like put any pressure on there?
No,
or?
Not more than like when you cut a tomato, because it's the diamonds that does the sharpening, not the pressure.
Right, right.
And that is something that is different from a diamond wheel to another sharpening wheel, that there you can push more and you get more sharpened. Yeah. But with the diamonds, it's a diamond that does the sharpening.
Yeah, so you don't have to put any elbow grease in it at all, you just drag it.
Then you get a small burr. Right. And for you that doesn't know what a burr is, it's when you have sharpened the edge completely on one side, so it's so thin that it starts to
curls over
on the other side, and that you can feel with either your finger or with your nail. Yes, no problem. Feel that?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And when you have that on all the edge, then you're good on that side. You go to the other side and do exactly the same there, 5 times. And follow the knife's shape, because otherwise you don't get the tip.
Yeah, and that's also a thing, right, with the marker that you see if you got the entire way.
Exactly, yeah. So you get the small burr there also. You can feel that?
Yeah, right.
And this is a tip that I've come up with, or that I've found out, that when you have the burr, you can start honing it directly. But if you don't get the right angle, you will not get the sharp knife. So what I do is I go back and then just once on each side, because this removes about 90–95% of the burr. So if you feel now, you don't have almost any burr left, and you have a very sharp knife. But to have it even better, you hone it, and always hone away from you. So I want you to look at the sticker on the machine here. You see that always the edge,
very clear
away
arrows
from,
pointing
exactly
this way.
that way. Yeah, lay it flat, tilt it up until you see the small black dust on the edge.
Right.
Yeah. And you don't need to rush this, because the more you hone, the better the knife will be.
Right. Are you putting any pressure here?
No. Steady, so you don't have the knife slipping away.
Yeah.
Because you don't have the security here, like here, when you're sharpening, when you have with the jig. So, firm grip on the knife, and you just hone it.
Yeah.
Like this. And it's a very sharp knife now.
And what did you do? You felt for a burr there, right?
Yes, exactly, because you have so many nerves in your nail. So if you slightly just run it over your nail, you can feel that you don't have anything that sticks.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to do it, you can also use some plastic, like this.
Right, and feel for any catches.
Exactly, because if there is burr left, it will get stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. And after that,
you want
have a knife that is like this.
Oh, that will cut.
Yep.
Right, but regarding the burr, you want to remove that because of edge retention as well, right?
Exactly.
You want the edge to hold.
Yeah.
Having a burr left, it can fold more easily and get dull more quickly again. So that's also a reason for deburring completely on the honing wheel.
And some chefs that uses a machine, they don't even sharpen all the time. They just go to hone.
Right. Yeah, like a steel.
Like a steel, exactly.
Oh, okay.
Instead of you having, they both have the steel, but then they feel, they go back and then they just hone it like this and feel that,
Because there are some abrasive material
it is
inside of the honing wheel as well, right?
Yes, it is. It's our own compound, so it's rubber with polishing compound and material in it. And but it doesn't affect the knife.
Right.
It is so you get so good result of it that it is not like sharpening. It doesn't remove material.
Okay.
No, it's just polishing the material.
Right. So to conclude, to sharpen a regular chef's knife, you can either find, if you don't know the angle, you find the angle with the edge marker, color the bevel, put it in at 15 degrees, do one go, you see where the marker is removed, and then either change to a larger or smaller angle to find that you are completely correct.
Exactly.
You sharpen on one side until you get the burr on the other side, then you switch around, sharpen the other side of the knife as much as the first.
And until you get the burr.
Yeah, right. And make sure that you sharpen as many goes on both sides.
Yes. Exactly, because it doesn't matter if you do 6 times on one side and 5 times on the other side, but if you do that all the time, it will be...
the edge will be off-center.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
so
then after that, you go one go, one go.
One go on both sides to remove the majority of the burr.
Exactly.
And then go to the honing wheel, hone away all the burr, and polish the edge to raise your sharpness.
And for example, if you go one go on each side and you're not that good at the honing, you will still have a sharp knife.
Right. Perfect. So that sounds easy enough.
Yes.
Should we talk about, I'm going to look at my cheat note here. Yeah, we're going to talk about thin knives.
Yes.
Because normal chef's knives have a bit of a back, but
Yep.
filleting knives.
Filleting knives.
What about
exactly.
them?
The filleting knives is a bit trickier because every machine has its limits. So we say about 8 millimeter or 8 or 9 millimeter. But
in the height,
in the height of the blade. But if you look here, you have a super thin knife in the edge.
Yeah, that tip is very narrow.
Yeah. So what you do when you sharpen it, I know this is 15 degrees also,
right?
Is that instead of with the normal chef knives, you do drag it straight and then you tilt it up for the tip. But with a knife like this, you have to start before the tip to
so you get more support from the guide on this side.
Yeah. It will happen that you have a slightly bigger bevel at the tip. But for a filleting knife, for example, for fish, this is just good because when you go into the skin and move it, it's much easier.
Yeah, right, because you want that super sharp. You don't need that much edge retention at the tip because that's only for poking holes through fish skin,
for example. A filleting knife is not used every day even. So it's only used for maybe the fish, the salmon, the fine tuning of something. That is, so you don't really need it to be that perfect as a chef knife.
Okay.
But you will want to have it super sharp.
Yeah. And in other, like the other aspects of sharpening it, it's completely the same as the chef's
exactly
knife.
the same. You do exactly the 5 times. You get the burr, you hone it. Yeah. So it's no problem.
Great. So a little trick to
it's
get it up higher.
Started, or as some chefs do, they just go like this. Takes it out, and then go back.
So you just go
one way.
from heel to tip instead of going back in.
Exactly.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you. I think we can move on from here to check out quite the opposite.
Yes.
Blades, knives with higher blades, such as meat cleavers and cutters and so on.
Exactly.
We can see that the clip and the guide that you have shown us, it won't fit.
No.
So how do I go about sharpening this?
With this, you remove the clip.
Right.
That one. Then you can do, for example, when you want to have for the Chinese veg choppers or something like that, that is thin, you do exactly the same. You use a black marker, mark the edge, set the edge, the knife jig on that one, and then you use the jig as a support and sharpen.
Right. Okay. So you just keep your hands act like the plastic clip.
Exactly. You do it like that. Cool. So we can do it quick. Just
show me.
Mark it, and then I set it on 15 degrees there.
Yeah.
Exactly that. Just do it, and this is a meat cleaver.
Right.
And as you see, it was not 15 degrees.
No. It's a bigger angle, right?
It is. Probably 20 because
you chop through bones and stuff.
Exactly. You don't need to.
A wide angle to have some edge retention there.
Yes.
There we are.
And then you just sharpen it exactly the same.
Oh, okay. And then from there it's the same process.
Yeah,
as,
the same process until you get the small burr. You go to the other side and do the same.
Yeah. And then it's the same thing with one pass, honing, and then you're done.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that doesn't seem too hard.
Nope.
So the only thing for a higher knife that doesn't fit in the guide with the plastic clip, just remove the plastic clip. Use your hands as the guide to keep it at this constant angle, right?
This is also good if you have cheese knives. You know, the cheese knives, they have the handles on both sides, and you can't fit the handle through the
because
jig.
of the handle. Yeah.
So you can do that.
Gotcha.
That is super. And
easy enough.
yes. Then after that, you just place the clips on again, like
Put it back
we
on.
did before, like that.
And then you're back to normalize.
Yes.
Great. We then have also thicker knives that
Yes.
are thicker in the spine.
Yes.
Uh,
Exactly, on the back here.
Yeah.
For example, a normal knife nowadays, we talk about 1.5 to 2 millimeters wide on the back.
Okay.
And when it comes over that, what will happen is that the clip will go more towards the wheel.
Okay.
And it will be, the clip will be worn out.
down.
Yes,
Okay,
exactly.
yeah.
So, and that is why we now place an extra clip in the box for the machine, so you can have one for thin knives, for the normal knives, and then one for utility, you know, like thick knives for the slicer blades and things like that
Right.
you use.
Okay, so if I get it correctly, because
I will
of
show
the
you.
thickness of the blade,
Yeah,
it
it will. You see here.
it has
Yes,
worn down
worn
a little
a
bit,
little
but
bit,
because it's thicker, it will push the clip
Yeah.
more into the blade. That will wear it down.
Exactly.
And if you have it worn down on thinner, smaller knives, it
It
won't
will
be as stable.
No, it won't be that stable.
So
And
that's why you
we
want two separate clips
Exactly.
for thicker knives and one for thinner
Yes.
knives. Great, got you. And then we have some other cool stuff. We have mixer blades.
Yes.
You can sharpen mixer blades on
This
this
is
as well.
yeah, exactly. This is
Okay.
something that is very popular because, for example, there are different brands, but this is for a RoboCoupe.
Okay.
But you have Vitamix, you have
There
different
are
type of blenders, you know.
Many.
And these ones are often worn down, so they are not mixing or not cutting. They are merely mushing the herbs and things like that you use.
Okay.
And you get a much better result with a sharp
Right.
blade like this. But the thing is that these ones are quite expensive. If we're talking euros, between 120, 150
Really?
euros for one of these.
Okay.
And if you just can sharpen it once, you have saved that
Right.
type of money. And it's so easy to do it. I'm not going to show you, but first time you do exactly the same. You
Cover
mark the
bevel,
edge.
yeah.
And then if I'm doing it towards you now, I'm going to show you. Set it on 17 degrees because that is, I know what it is
I guess
on
the
this
industry
knife.
standard.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
is it
Yeah.
only for this.
Place it in the jig, finger there, and then you just sharp it. 3-4 times. Now I'm just sharpening one of the blades first.
Yeah.
Then you go to the other one.
Huh.
Exactly the same. Like this.
And I can see from here now that these knives only have, they don't have a bevel on this side.
Exactly.
Towards us, so you only sharpen the bevel side.
Exactly. You get a small burr, you can feel that?
Yeah.
On both.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you do exactly the same as before. You hone it off.
Yeah.
And on these ones,
The wheel is rotating this way now since
yeah,
we changed
exactly.
the machine.
We change the machine and always the edge
Yeah.
away from you. Like that.
Yeah, and then the honing is the same. You got a sharp knife and you just saved
Yeah, exactly.
120 euros.
Yeah, like this.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and after that,
I will cut. So that saves a lot of money for a lot of people.
it does. And as you saw, it's a slow turning machine.
Yeah, right.
And the safety, because I had my fingers, you know,
Yeah,
very
yeah. I
close
was
to
a
the
bit
machine.
worried
Yeah.
for you there because you were.
But
like,
it's no
in
problem. I mean,
watch out before you'll be Edward Scissorhands.
yes, exactly. but you just can do it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
It's no problem.
Wow.
Slow turning.
And that means no high temperatures as well,
No,
right? So
exactly.
you can sharpen your nice knives as
It
well.
it doesn't heat up the blade.
Yeah.
So
No damaging the
No
tempering
damaging,
or anything.
no.
So finer knives,
Yes.
go ahead and sharpen them as
Yeah.
well.
Also, one thing that I didn't mention is
Yeah.
that you have diamonds on the outside.
Okay.
Yeah. And for example, if you have a knife where you have broken the tip,
Yeah.
you can use it to
Okay,
sharpen,
so reshaping and
reshaping. Or for example, some chefs, they even make the tip
thinner.
thinner in the
Okay.
air. Yeah. And that is because going, as I told you
Yeah.
for the fish, going through the skin.
All right.
So it gets
And I can see there's also a bit of a bolster on that one.
This is a knife that we've got from some manufacturer. And also, if you have like that,
Yeah. A bolster at the heel there.
you can remove that before you start sharpening, so you don't end up with the
because then you
the
won't
typical
even cut, you won't
shape,
cut.
yeah. It won't cut
all the way down in the heel.
like this one.
Great, thank you. Going from there, I have on my cheat sheet here, we have spoken about the mixer blades, but
Yes.
it says also mandolin blades, and I guess that's maybe the same deal. You have
It's
the one bevel.
Exactly, it's basically a one bevel long knife.
Yeah,
So you just go sharpen it exactly the same with the edge marker, and that is no
mandolin
problem.
blades. So basically any knife works.
Any knife that fits in the jig.
Yeah.
Or if you remove it.
Yeah, cool. Veg prep blades.
Yes, there is many types on the market of veg prep blades, and many manufacturer that has these machines sort of held RoboCoupe, like Vitamix, everything like that. And they have
Like
knives,
blenders or
blenders. They have knives that are fitted on a round disc, and these ones you can also sharpen.
Okay.
But you have to prepare a bit first.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you look at this, it will be quite thick.
Yeah,
it's
I
like
can see
5 millimeters, you know.
Yeah.
And as we talked about before, the clip will wear down if you have a thick blade.
Yeah.
So you'd use maybe, if you have a machine like that uses this, maybe you buy an extra. What you do is you just take off maybe 3 or 3 millimeters like that.
Yeah.
And this is also perfect now for using for thick knives. So do like that. Then it's no problem. It's exactly the same. You use the edge marker.
Right. Yeah, because that's also only bevel on one
Yes,
side, right?
it's only a bevel on one side.
Yeah.
So I set it on 17 degrees and we'll see. Place it in the jig.
You just follow the shape.
Exactly. And you see, it was 17 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So we do exactly the same.
That's the same operation then. Sharpen until you get the burr, and then don't switch sides.
No.
Just go straight to honing because it's only one bevel.
And as you feel, you get the burr.
Perfect. And generally, I see it like mounted in with screws or something because you got 3 holes there.
Exactly.
So just unscrew it.
Yes.
Go here, fix the clip.
Exactly.
Go sharpen and then screw it back on, and you got it like brand new.
If you want to, you hone it on both sides like this.
Yeah. Perfect.
And you will get a.
All right, that will cut as well.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Yeah. Also, I want to say that this machine doesn't remove a lot of material.
Right.
Because these blades are precision made. And if you had a machine that would remove quite a lot of material, you would get thicker slices and things like that. Yeah.
Okay.
But since this machine doesn't remove a lot of material, I know I have been testing it, and after one sharpening of a normal chef knife, it had lost about 0.1 millimeter of the blade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not the first time, because the first time when you use the machine, it will take longer time than, for example, 1 minute to sharpen, because maybe your knife has been sharpening on whetstones or at a sharpening service or something like that. So the first time it will take longer time, but after that, after you have a nice bevel, it will take you only about 1 minute to get a sharp knife again.
You get sharp knives à la minute, as we say.
Exactly. Yeah, and that is good because since these ones are precision made.
Yeah, you don't want to be taking away.
You don't want to take away a lot of material. And if you look, you have the bevel. It's a perfect bevel.
Yeah,
like that.
So you can just repeat that bevel over and over.
Yeah.
Sweet. Going forward from here, I thought we should also mention. Now, since we are talking about not removing a lot of material, there's 2 wheels, 2 additional grinding wheels here in the back. What can you tell us about those?
The normal one that comes with the machine is the 600, the fine, as we call it. Yeah. Then you have a coarse wheel. It's 360.
Okay.
And that is only produced to remove a lot of material. For example, you have knives that you have dropped, chipped knives.
Yeah, like we spoke about with the bolster.
Exactly. Or, for example, some kitchens, people have been using the knife to open cans. And
abusing the knives.
Yeah, exactly. Lost a tip and things like that. So that one is just to remove a lot of material.
Okay. But you don't finish on that? Or
no.
Can you? No?
Yeah, you can do it, but you will not get the same finish as if you go from this one to the polishing.
So you'll get a very coarse edge.
You go a rougher edge, maybe sometimes people are not necessarily want to have that fine edge as this one. For example, maybe some butchers, that uses some knives frequently and they just want to have it sharp.
Right.
You can use that one and then you can go to the honing, but I suggest that you go through the fine wheel. Yeah. And then you have the extra fine, and that is for the connoisseurs.
Okay.
The guys that want to have the absolute best.
Yeah, I know we have some, like the T2 is, the Tormek T2 is in several Michelin star restaurants. Yeah. Would that be for them?
Yeah, for the chefs that want to have the absolute best result.
Okay.
So it gets more shiny when you sharpen, and then when you get to the polishing, you get a more smooth edge.
So it's like a size 1200 diamonds.
Exactly. And the best thing is that, for example, if you have a knife that is chipped, right, and you need to use the coarse wheel, the easiness of changing the wheel is brilliant. Like this.
Oh, wow.
And takes you a couple of seconds to do it.
And you're done?
Yep.
That's it?
Now you can use the coarse wheel and restore the knife. But one of the best part of it is that you have all the settings up here. So if I set this one on 15 degrees, for example, and start sharpening, getting it down to 15 degrees, or for example, you have a knife that is 20 degrees and say, nah, I want to have it in 14. Yeah. You set it on 14, start with this one, and then it takes you just a minute to get it down to 14 degrees.
Right, okay, so you can reshape and regrind and change the angles as
well. After that, you don't do any other settings than just changing the wheel, because all the settings are still up here. And we have a tolerance of...
and they are the same size.
We have a tolerance of 0.1 millimeter in diameter of the wheels. So all the settings are up there, and then you just need to finish it off and then hold it.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. So it's super easy, and a lot of the restaurants, that has many knives and different people working, they buy actually a extra coarse wheel, right? Just to be able to restore their knives.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, but for a normal restaurant that take care of their knives, you don't need that.
Okay.
But there is one if you want to.
Yeah, cool. We also have a different jig for the Tormek T2 Pro Kitchen Knife Sharpener. The RBS 140 round blade sharpening attachment.
Our first attachment or jig for the restaurants. And this is not maybe for all restaurants. This is for the kebab restaurants, the shawarma, gyros.
Right, we have these round rotating to like...
Or you want to have the world's sharpest pizza slicer.
Right, great. But on this RBS 140 round blade sharpening attachment, we have a separate video where we go through exactly how to use it for all different sizes and holes in the blades and so on. So go check that out. It's linked in the description below. And you learn how to get the world's sharpest pizza slicer or rotary blades for your shawarma knives or kebab knives. Great. I think that's about it, what we have today. We have looked at the Tormek T-2 Pro Kitchen Knife Sharpener, how to sharpen basically anything sharp in the kitchen that you need sharpened. So, yeah. If you haven't got one, I think you should get one. It will save you money, not only on knives, it will save you time, it will save you a hassle working with sharp knives. You know, I know, anyone that has worked with a dull knife knows that it's a pain.
Yes.
And the workers, your employees, whoever works in the kitchen will be super happy to always have sharp knives, I'm sure. Great. Is there anything you want to add?
No.
No? Great.
I think we have gone through everything.
Yeah, I think so too. So make sure to subscribe. Comment down below if you have any questions, if you want to know anything about the machine or how to use it or whatnot. We also have linked in the description to our website, to the product page, where you can learn more about the machine and also find out where to buy it if you want to have sharp knives in your professional kitchen. So thank you for watching and have a lovely day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.